and welcome to this episode of the Otafest podcast. Otafest 2021 was yesterday for us.
For us. For you guys, it was like 4 days ago. You've already recovered.
Probably. And this
How
is the
dare
con
you.
hangover edition of the podcast.
I was going to say hi earlier, but I yawned instead.
I am joined by Jay and Angelo.
Hello.
Who are both extremely tired.
I have had 3 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours.
As discussed on the last episode, I went to work, and then I came home, and then we were like, it's time to do the show for the people. Hello. I'm so tired.
Poor Jay.
I'm so old. It's fine.
I need a
Hello,
caffeine
wonderful
IV.
fecal. I almost said fecal.
Hello,
Ooh, cut
fecal people.
Hello.
Hello.
Fecal. Everybody feeks.
All right, so Angelo, I know you were working yesterday, so you didn't get to see the entire stream.
I saw Crunchyroll man telling people to put shoe on head.
Shoes on head.
For
I mean,
points.
anything on head. Shoes were
Basically.
acceptable, I think.
Yes. You know what was not acceptable? He specifically actually said the part of the rules were to not include people or animals. And
Didn't
what?
Jenny bring back her cat at one point?
She brought
Multiple
her cat
points.
twice, at least.
She used multiple cats for multiple challenge answers.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say that she deserved to get scratched because she wasn't listening, and that's what happens when you have too much power in an organization. She just doesn't listen.
When the power goes to your head, and so does the
Exactly.
cat, claws are near your face.
Oh my god. No, but it was okay. There was no real damage, not lasting damage, and the cat got extra treats after, so it's okay. We're jumping ahead. We're jumping far ahead.
We're jumping ahead.
But that's because, boy, I'm really
Boy, was
tired.
there so much.
And there was a lot of stuff.
There was. How many
before we
hours
got-
was it?
Oh, 14 hours. And I
14
want to
hours.
just say, obviously, very much thank you to everybody who showed up. Thank you to everyone who put all the work in behind the scenes. I want to just get that out of the way now, because if I don't, I'm just going to go on and on about it, because I have so many feels. I got to mod for the channel. I talked to a lot of folks. My username in chat was Vegapunk23. That's my usual sort of gamer tag, and I got to say hi and bye to a lot of people, and they were all amazing people.
So
I
many
was
people
there too.
put
I
in
helped
so
mod.
much work.
There were a couple of really interesting moments where I was just like, I'm really glad we have an auto moderator.
Sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Oh,
really
no.
bad. Nobody really did anything bad. They did stuff that we strive to be extra family friendly that session. We are sort of family friendly during like Extra Life, for example. We're not super family friendly on the podcast. It's a mixed bag. But like it caught things like WTF, for example, or like and like no one would really bat an eye at it. So, but again, we were trying to be extra clean.
We were trying
That's
to
fair.
be extra say-so.
But you know what? That's not the part that anyone wanted to hear about. The part that people want to hear about, my God, I will find my words one day. The part that people enjoyed, I hope, was everything, because people's reactions were so positive and so uplifting and so supportive. I told you I'm going to thank a lot of people a lot of times, so you got to stop me off of that. But the first thing that came up was VTuber Seth. And that was amazing. At the beginning of the stream, we were all sort of like I'm gonna give you the staff, perspective here. We were all just waiting, like seeing what the audience numbers were gonna be like, anticipating like, are we gonna be successful? Are we getting like 20 people? Are we getting 50 people?
Man,
Are we?
I was so worried that everyone would have put so much work into the stream, and like 3 people
15.
would be watching.
We joked about that later, where we're like, what if 3 people showed up? It's like, but we have like 15 people on staff doing this. I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
they had other things.
Yeah, so VTuber Steph was the first thing to show up. What were your thoughts when you first saw it?
I mean, I already knew.
I know, but you hadn't seen any of the content, had you?
I saw beta content, which was, I would say, like close to beta, close to final content. I saw stuff that was like out from like 3 weeks, so really getting there.
I think the team did spend 3 weeks recording, and that was after a few weeks of gathering just all of the information. The schedule got moved around a bunch towards the end of finalizing it, so it was really weird to try and record for
Reshuffle.
like timed content. Like you couldn't just be like, thanking people from the previous panel and then introducing people for the next panel. They had to be like, you know what, we'll genericize it so
we did
you
it.
can play it.
No, we should have just done it where it was like VTuber stuff would have been like, thank you, Anime
Philip J. Fry.
for participating in Family Feud.
That would have been great.
And then that's just like the back and forth, fill in the blank. But no, honestly, my reaction, because I already knew a little bit about it, not necessarily muted. The energy that I got and the energy I got for most of the day was from everybody in chat's reaction. Their reaction was the number one answer for me every time.
I really liked the Seth hype emote.
Yes.
Oh, it's so cute.
good. How long has that
so
been there?
adorable.
I haven't known.
A week.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. But yeah, it was adorable.
We literally came up, we're like, oh yeah, we have a Twitch channel. Oh yeah, it's affiliate. Oh yeah, we have an emote. Oh hey, should we get an emote?
Good.
In a meeting like maybe a few weeks prior, like, and we're like, yeah. And then we have a resident artist, Paige, who does the amazing work, of course, and she was like, I can make emote. And I was
Yes.
like, I bet you can. And then literally like a day later, it was like, emote exists.
All of the
Nice.
overlays and all of the the stream assets were
Yes.
all gorgeous and adorable. I loved them.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh, there's actually something I need to add to that, by the way.
Not gonna lie, how polished the stream looked made me jealous for my own streams.
Right? Same.
I mean, you know the people who make them. You can pay
Fair.
them and get your own.
Fair.
Yeah, but I could just rip off their ideas.
I mean, that's what a great artist does.
I now have many ambitions for stinger transitions and everything else.
Yeah.
that they
God, I
Those
want a
overlays were
nice
cute.
stinger transition.
I
Uh-huh.
don't
The
know what that
Otafest one
means,
was
but
so
okay.
nice. A stinger transition is like a video clip that's used to clip two scenes together.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's transparency so that you see a bit of a wipe transition. You see a bit of the current scene wiping away, and then you see the new scene wiping in.
Why do they call it a stinger, you think?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Like,
but
it's an
they used
interesting
it
phrase.
they used it a lot in sports and news broadcasting. Back when people actually managed those things and not a computer.
I think
No.
the idea is so that it jams, it stabs your eye with the logo of the stream, and it kind
Pachow!
of leaves a stinging sensation.
You know,
Stings the
no. It's like
goosebumps.
my favorite transition in that case would be like the old Batman one, like the da-na-na-na-na-na-na from
Yeah.
the old 80s
Yeah, that's a
cartoon or
stinger.
whatever. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, that
Is
thing.
it actually?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
Like
get,
they
like,
might
a
not
bit
have
of the-
called it a stinger back then. I don't know, but it absolutely is.
Excellent. I don't have a stinger transition, so here's my next segue. All the performances were amazing.
Yes. At least that's what I heard. I didn't get to see any.
Speaking of which, I guess we've gotten a bit into the episode as it is, but there is a VOD we have uploaded, and we will be segmenting things for people to watch if
Nice.
you're interested. We have highlights as well, so we're trying to get on that. Please give us time. As people understand, we are a big team, but at the same time, none of us are le pro streamer. So please give
Next
us a little
time,
bit of
just
time.
be at the stream.
Exactly. But yeah,
Yes.
I've had to keep my lid on Taiko's performance, and they did amazing.
Oh, that was wonderful. I was okay, so I was fully expecting just taiko drums. Oh
Yes.
no. Oh no. They pulled in so many things. It was
Yes.
amazing.
There was a hand pan, there was the wood flutes, there was
Shamisen.
shamisen, there was the little cymbals, the ting ting.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need
It was
to
nice.
watch that then.
Yeah, and the best part is like when they first start, it's just a 4-up of them doing like taiko, like in synchro and everything like that. So you're like, oh, okay, like taiko's cool, like they're playing on drums and stuff. And then they bust out the shamisen and the hand pan, like we were saying, and it's just like,
Yeah, that steel drum. That
Amazing.
was cool. I've never heard that before.
I find that hard to believe somehow.
I've heard-
Because I think of you as somebody who listens to a fair amount of stuff. So
I do, but like I've heard different kinds of steel drums, not a Japanese one. I've heard like
I didn't know that
Jamaican
was a
steel
thing.
drums.
Like, yeah, usually when you hear steel drums, you think like Caribbean style steel drums.
Exactly. So a Japanese steel drum, that was my first time seeing a performance for it. Obviously, like I didn't recognize what the instrument was until they started playing it. But yeah, that was a really unique and interesting sound. And it kind of reminds me a little bit about earlier when Jay and I were talking about
instruments,
learning the kalimba.
Yeah, it is similar to a kalimba, but much more full because obviously it has a larger resonating chamber. But it has similar sort of that chill, cool vibe.
It was a very gorgeous sound. Like I love things that are similar to bells. So like the cymbals were beautiful, the steel drum was beautiful. And then like it was beautiful. The whole thing was like, oh my god, tears in my eyes. And even Jenny later on in the stream was like, "Oh, I've been crying all day. I had tears in my eyes during that whole taiko performance. It was really amazing. Definitely worth checking out."
And my honest hope is that, because I know there's a lot of events that happen at Otafest, but like because obviously this is a single stream of consciousness for Otafest content, and this applies to me too because I don't get to see everything because I'm running around like with my head cut off a lot of the time. I got to see a lot of things I haven't seen before. Staff could say the same, and I hope a lot of folks got to see something they hadn't seen before, and now they're like, I should go to that the next time I can go to that. So when the next time we have taiko, I think people are like people showed up before. But I really hope that people are going to be like, yo, I remember that boppin' performance. I gotta go.
You know what else I
See it for
really
real.
appreciated about that taiko performance? The videography. Like, they shot it outdoors under varying sunlight conditions for each performer. It was perfectly in sync. But they also went to the trouble of actually using the correct filters on the camera so that the sun wasn't blowing everything out, but you still got to see the sky.
Yes,
Nice.
they did a lot.
It was
of great
amazingly
production.
well done.
I wanna, because it's not that I don't want to linger on taiko, but I want to talk about all the other performances because that's what I was trying to go for. And there's like all the amazing dances. The May Cafe dance was amazing.
It was
The
so
virtual
cute.
idols were amazing. The drag performances at the end of the night were amazing. All the performances were amazing.
They
And
were
you
so
guys-
spot on.
They did so much. Like they must have put hours and hours and hours into it.
Right? And
And I
some
know
of
they
the
do.
performances had little doggo guest star in the background. Ooh, so cute.
Oh yeah, we couldn't. Every time there was an animal on screen, like Erica Lindbeck, she had a cat during one of her Q&A panels, and we're just like, cats.
Cat.
Yeah.
Its name was Ash, and it was very adorable.
Yeah, it had a butt.
I mean, most cats do.
Yep.
But not all
most.
cats.
But yeah, Erica Lindbeck, she had some very amazing stories to tell about her career, and it resonated a lot with me. And also, I was really impressed at all the really good questions that chat was coming up with. Super, super, like, not your standard, who's your favorite, this or that. There were some of those, and those are probably questions they get asked a lot. But
they
some
come
of
with
them,
a career.
Were there any particular questions that stood out to you?
There was, so they both talked about, both Erica and Billy both talked about their background in theater before getting into voiceover and voice acting, and how that translates really, really well. And then Erica also told a lot of stories about imposter syndrome, how she was just like, why am I here? I don't sound pretty enough to be here. Why did you want me?
Oh, no.
And that's very much something.
Or she'd be like, I remember one part where she was talking about like the anime, the original Japanese dub, and she'd be like, that's not what the character sounds like. I can't match that. I remember she said something like that. I was just like, I was just kind of thinking, like, you got to put your own stamp on that work, you know? That's why they hired you.
Yeah, definitely. And
I mean,
a lot of what she said.
Many different scenarios where the English VA sounded nothing like the Japanese VA, and the performance was better because of it.
Yeah, they got to do their thing. Like, English is its own language, too. Let's put it that way. For one thing, right?
There's a lot to be taken into account when you internationalize something like an animation.
Exactly. I want to also shout out to, as well, our cosplay guests, Sonya Blade and Lucas from Twin Fools. I think their stuff was amazing.
The Twin Fools panel was very, very good.
Yes, very insightful.
Yeah, and there was a lot of chat participation. Like, people were putting out their own stories, their feelings, and talking about what cosplay meant to them and their gender identity, and how it sort of just even exposure to cosplay. Even those of us who don't cosplay were in there and talking about it. And it was just, it was a really lovely community moment.
And I could say the same for, I believe, Sonya's, where, you know, there were a lot of like cosplay focused ones. There were a lot of like, sort of interest in her like budding career, where it's like, you know, a lot of the times you get somebody who's like very established, and it's not that Sonya is not established in the community, but it's the idea of like, hey, like, you know, where things started and where you see things going, and she was like happy to sort of say like, hey, you know, these are the experiences I've had going into it, and it's not always like she's had seemingly a pretty positive entry into sort of notoriety and fame, but like you know, that's not always the case, and it can be tough. Yeah, it was just good times. I really hope all the guests had good times. We didn't get to treat them all the way that we get to normally treat them.
I know, I miss it.
But one of my favorite parts, though, aside from all like the big things, we gotta talk about the little things. We gotta talk about memes. We made our own memes. We didn't even mean to,
but it happened.
Yeah, and that's the best.
But it happened. Like, I love it when they're organic like that. But
yeah,
I guess next year we might be seeing a line of merch with the new meme on it.
Yeah, if you had to be there, but there was a certain attention grabbing ad that ran. And we say ad, but it was really just like a little spot about our own content, being like, it was the activity book that Otafest prints out every year. So it's like an all ages for fun coloring book and that kind of thing. But Printer Chan stole the show.
Yep.
What happened?
We're gonna have mugs, t-shirts, pins, even. Maybe next year's pin will be Printer Chan.
What happened is that Printer Chan is an authentic performer. Does not shy away from the work that needs to be done. It was literally an ad where the activity book part of the ad was the literal pieces of paper activity book being printed out of like your standard at-home laserjet printer, and it just had like that very standard but wholesome sounding, I guess, like printer noise.
Okay. It was an inkjet.
Like the D, like D.
Yeah,
like, you know
it was
an
inkjet, so you could hear the head like going back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was just and people were just like, this is such a bop. I'm sitting here dancing to this beat. It's so good. And yeah, at times it was a really good beat.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like, yeah, printers have a nice sound. Inkjet printers.
Certain mechanical sounds like that are just so satisfying.
Yeah,
it's
just like dial-up.
It's like those floppy disk drive music.
No,
videos that
those are interesting, but they're not soothing.
They can be.
They're like.
I used to have like an actual dot matrix printer as a kid. I loved that thing. I loved it.
I think I've had one, but I was young.
My favorite thing about dot matrix printers is how they print on like a constant page that's just like perforated at the seams, right?
Yeah.
And on one hand, it was always so annoying having to like fold and take off the dotted sides of the paper. On the other hand,
also
being able
satisfying.
to print massive banners easily, no tape required, all in one go, was so great.
Yes. I want to give a shout out as well to all the game shows, the game show host. Brendan Hunter did amazing.
Brendan Hunter is a game show host in his blood. I swear to goodness.
The punches he rolled with and everything that was happening was absolutely amazing and hilarious. Wheel of Fortune was fantastic. Notice Me Senpai, we already talked about that. That was just like serious comedy, good comedy. Very what's the word? Like it was like a scavenger hunt on steroids.
A little bit, yeah.
Yay.
What was the other one? I'm trying to remember. I guess
wasn't there literally a scavenger hunt?
Family Feud.
At Animal
Family
Crossing.
Feud. Yo, Otafest won Family Feud.
Otafest won?
Yeah, we
rigged.
did. Animathon has sworn revenge, so you know we got to do what we got to do.
You know that Animathon's gonna be cheating.
Ooh.
There's no way they're going to play fair after they got done dirty like that.
You know the funniest thing is one of the people playing on the Otafest team is originally from Animathon.
We even stole their dudes. We got the insider information.
And she almost threw the game a couple of times, and it was just so funny.
So what you're saying is Animathon was already playing dirty.
Yeah. Maybe. Anyway, it was a fantastic game.
Yep. The 404s were great. I was so happy to have them. It feels much more like an Otafest in its entirety when we have improv. I was just really happy to see that crew, come in and do their thing, and just I get fuzzies.
There's also a very, very hectic and commentated hour of Among Us, and that was super interesting to me. That is the longest time I have observed an Among Us game ever, and the commentating is what made it gold.
Yo, Dio is a friggin' beast. Okay, that
dude. When Dio is imposter,
she went into my brain.exe has encountered an error.
If Dio is imposter, kiss your crewmates goodbye.
She was. What was her style, you fool? She did the thing with the competitive gaming style of commentating, and it was amazing.
Oh, she was casting.
Oh God, come on, brains.
Okay.
She her commentary along with the actual play was just like she's gonna, if she wanted to, if she was aware, she's gonna make Among Us the next big esport. I'm saying
Mogus esports.
Dio should be casting, hands down.
It was so good. Like the playing was good, and we got to put some Twitch polls and everything, participation polls when people were betting their points and stuff. But
nice.
That was cool and all. But honestly, Dio put the actual show over the top with the casting. So huge kudos. So good.
So good. And whenever
not to say that Benny didn't help. Benny was a great color commentator, but Dio ran that show.
So I also want to point out that anyone who was killed during the round also got to join the commentators and like talk a little bit, and that was great too. Like I just really appreciated those touches.
Yeah.
Yes. Being
like-
able to get the perspective of the people who died,
Yes.
like a post-death interview, if you will, it adds an extra layer. It's like, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind? Why did you do that?
And a lot of the time it was I saw a chance and I took it.
Yep.
True.
And like I feel like if you were to throw me into Among Us, that's probably what I would do. I'd just be like, I don't know, chance was there, so I did.
Does it finally allure you to maybe try?
I think I enjoy watching it more than playing it. It's kind of like sports. I like watching more than watching. Or sorry, watching more than
She
playing.
likes to watch.
I like the watching.
Nancy doesn't want to lie to her friends. What kind of person are you?
Let's be fair. I am a horrible
Someone
social
who
engineer.
lies
Like, I can't do that. I can't figure out how to get into people's heads. I am not a good liar. I can white lie, fine, probably, maybe, but like I can't do the, oh, this is how I juke him out, and then, bam, you're dead, and
You
no one's gonna
can't
find
if
the
you
body.
don't get any
Style.
experience. You
My
gotta
style
play to
in Among
learn.
Us is just give people the most outrageous, most bullshit lie that's so obviously fake that it sounds wrong to call you out on it, because who would actually say such a thing? Seriously.
So you Republican them.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, moving on.
Oh boy.
Craftsmanship contests, the winners,
yes.
the entries. Holy butts.
I
From
saw
all over the
Megazord
world.
at one point.
Sorry?
I saw
What'd you say?
Megazord cosplay,
There was a Megazord cosplay.
and it made me very happy to see.
Yes. And the Kamen Rider cosplay was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
All of them were amazing. I just remember the ones that really stuck out to me. I was just like, holy butts. That's not real.
It is fun though, because now that it's a live stream, people from all over the world have been entering
Literally.
the
Yeah.
contest, and that's something that normally wouldn't happen. People who
Otafest Cosplay International.
so people who would attend Otafest contribute to those contests,
Yeah.
but now it's like you don't even have to come here. Now you can just send
true.
us all the photos,
And it's
tell us what it is, tell us what you did.
yeah. I mean, I would hope that this is maybe the start of a trend. I don't know. I don't want to put work on somebody else with my ideas. I'm just saying that, this is the age we live in, so maybe we should start working on that kind of idea permanently.
Leaning into it more,
A
yes.
kind of
Exactly.
international cosplay showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Maybe not exactly an international cosplay contest, but a showcase.
Well, we hosted C4, didn't we?
We did, but that's still, I mean, like requiring people to fly in is a little
Yeah.
bit of a different thing.
Yeah, that
It's-
was still an in-person
it's
event,
very
despite the
difficult
fact
for
that it's
people.
international.
Exactly. Like, not that that's bad at all. Of course, you always want to see the cosplay for real, but
Of
at the same
course.
time, like, I think we could open and we have several categories of cosplay contests. What's one more? Sorry,
Right.
Amanda. I'm just creating
Sorry,
work for you.
Amanda.
But I'm sure she loves it too, because I think she sees the potential in it. Oh,
She was so
speaking of
blown away.
Amanda, yo,
Yes.
huge shout out, Animal Crossing Island.
It was so
My
cute.
God.
I saw the Twitter posts like rolling in all day, and they are just so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish
She
I
put so
had
much work
Animal
into it.
Crossing, but I don't.
I don't either,
but-
despite the fact that we own a Switch.
I was sad. I'm sad a little bit. I would have liked to see the island for real, for myself. But
Well, the good news is that it's not going anywhere. You can still go and visit it if you do get Animal Crossing at some point.
true, I'm just waiting for the new Switch, and then I'll probably see what games I want. We'll get it done. Another game I don't have was the Pokemon Snap, the new Pokemon Snap that came out, but I got to commentate on it because because reasons.
What were
Tracy
some of your
and I.
favorite moments?
I don't remember most of them. I'm not gonna lie. Not because nothing was good. It's literally because I was getting pretty tired. I probably made some people mad because I didn't know most of the names of the Pokemon. Because I'm old, man. I know like the original like
liked the part
250.
where the Moltres came out of the egg. And I especially thought it was cool that if you throw enough apples into the volcano, a Charizard pops out.
People got mad at me about like Pink Butterfree, but that's Pink Butterfree. I remember Pink Butterfree.
Butterfree?
Pink Butterfree is real. Like, that's Bye Bye Butterfree. I don't know what episode it is, but it's probably like season 2 or season 1 of the original anime.
Was season
Pink
1.
Butterfree, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why people got disrespect? They told me it was like, I don't know, cousin of Venomoth. Whatever. I don't care.
All-terrain Venomoth?
Yeah, man. Yeah, all-terrain Venomoth. Yo! That's a good callback.
Hitting them up with
Twitch
the
plays.
old Twitch memes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not cite me, the old magic witch. I was there when it was created.
Every day you come across old memes,
Yes.
and that's what it feels like.
Yeah, and I'm down for that. I don't care. I'll live old memes. I'll relive them every day.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to go through some of the stuff that I was like, but I'm so tired. And I was getting tired yesterday.
What did you think of? I don't want to bring us back to Among Us.
So in closing ceremonies,
Yeah,
my
what did you think of
understanding
that?
was that there was some new branding shown off.
There was a big reveal.
A big reveal.
The team that worked on it, we've known about it because obviously we've had to do some like internal, revisions and all that
Review.
stuff and review.
Mm-hmm.
But the team that worked on it, marketing, you're all amazing. And
So amazing.
I saw this stuff. Like I missed closing ceremonies entirely.
Oh,
The
no.
only reason that I know it was revealed at all is because it was on this document and because Dio showed me some of it like 2 weeks ago
the art.
and was like, "Yeah, these are some of the final things that are coming down to." And I was like, "Wow, this is really cool."
It's so
Yo, the whole word mark is amazing. I do like the O
Yeah.
wing. I do like
I do too.
I do all the bits. If you haven't seen it yet, that's because we haven't put it up somewhere permanent yet.
But what you can do is go and
We
watch the
will.
closing ceremonies VOD.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I don't know if I should mention it because it almost feels like a betrayal to do so. So I'm not going to mention it. Haha, nobody knows what I'm going to talk about.
Nice. I legitimately have no idea where you were going with that.
Yeah, me neither, actually.
Post-credits scene. But that's,
Post-credit
that's
scene.
all I meant to say. And then I'm going to bring it back and talk about something else. Oh, the thing I wanted to talk about. We streamed for 14 hours, starting from roughly 10 a.m. Technically 10:15 is when we actually were starting, and that wasn't late. That was just the actual start
Tell me
time.
about the scuff.
And we streamed for about 10 hours straight, or 12 hours straight, because it was not until 10 p.m. that we encountered our first major stream issue, that we had to reboot things, and everyone was scrambling a little bit, but people stuck around and very understanding. And then we found out it wasn't our fault. It found out that it was like the hosting server was all hiccupy. So we were like, why? But then it didn't really matter because we didn't even finish late or anything. It was sort of a
Nice.
miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Tech issues, man.
So
I know
the
no one
only
really cares to
scuffed
hear
part of
about
the
them, but oh
stream
my god.
wasn't even our fault.
Yep.
I know.
You're right.
We had
Wow, that
like
doesn't
minor
happen
hiccups.
very often.
Yeah, we had minor hiccups throughout the day, but like everything that the same as any other stream would have, like a couple of small mic issues, a couple of small camera issues. That's it.
Like even the most professional of Twitch streams often have minor amounts of scuff going throughout the stream.
It's
It's
not
almost like an
authentic unless there's stuff.
expectation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I noticed a couple of volume problems just like randomly interspersed throughout the day, but it didn't break anything, so whatever.
No.
No.
And you have
It
to
was
consider, like, I don't know how many people I would say went through the entire presentation in terms of, like, how many individual folks with their individual presentations, if they had, like, a scene to present. But if it was probably over 20, maybe close to 30, if I had to guess. And when you are wrangling so many different people with different audio setups, different internet, different video, different everything. I never want to work on television.
That's basically so Ryan, the person who was the stream
wizard.
god,
The
stream
wizard.
god, he ran everything for the 14 plus hours because there was like setup and everything involved before that, plus all the other stuff he's contributed to stream. But I talked to him a little bit afterwards when he was just like, yay, it's all done finally. And really it's basically like running television. If you're running like a live show, the only thing that live shows do that we didn't have to do was deal with multiple camera angles. Everything else is about the same. You have multiple people talking, you have mics, you have their presentation and cameras, you have the timing of stinger transitions, you have lined up pre-recorded content that's coming up in between things, da-da-da-da. It's basically like running a TV channel for 14 hours.
Yep.
Damn.
It's a lot of work.
It was very impressive. He did tweet out, not tweet out. He posted a picture of his setup for the day, and it was like
4 monitors.
4 monitors. I think like 2 iMacs and 1 laptop, something like that.
Yep.
Pretty crazy. Very impressive.
Yeah. No, it was pretty amazing.
So, yeah.
I gotta give the guy props. He deserves so much rest after that.
I wish I could muster more energy and be like more hype about thanking everyone, but I just can't, and that's actually my testament to how good things were because I'm exhausted and I don't have any energy left.
So the fact that Angela pointed out that there was only one major tech hiccup and it wasn't our fault, this is probably the smoothest Otafest has ever run.
I actually don't know about that. There was a year about 3 or 4 ago that we were just like, no major fires happened. I could be wrong. Like maybe, well, I'm often wrong and my memory is sketchy at best. But my point would be that I remember that at the end of the con, we were like, that was very smooth and it didn't quite feel right. So
that's funny that doesn't feel right.
No, we want to fire. Don't cause us fires, but they have to happen organically. Don't start problems for us just to make us feel like we have something to do.
Yeah.
And another thing, that is probably the only time you could say, I attended a con and I saw the whole con.
Yeah. Like I think we said, a lot of staff have never really seen opening ceremonies or closing ceremonies or cosplay contests or Taiko, for example, because we're all busy doing their own thing. Whether you're at guest handling, you're streaming game, you're streaming anime, you are running vendors, panels, everything. Like I've tried to see a lot of things in the past, even as a staff member, and I'm like, it's impossible.
I think at most I get time to see a little bit of Vendors Hall. I think that's usually about it. I don't usually get to see content that doesn't belong to my guest or mine.
Right.
And then, that's it. That's the day. And then, as a guest handler, we're either ferrying people to the airport immediately afterwards on Sunday and we miss closing ceremonies, or we're, even on Saturday, we don't really get to see evening content because we're making sure that they're being fed and being, in good, relaxing company and not just being harassed by people the whole time or work. We've had a couple of guests who have been known to be constantly in contact with their agents, like at all times. And it is an immense compliment when they're out to dinner with you and they turn their phone over. Like, it's just so nice because it's like, this is your opportunity to just relax. You
to
work.
Cool down for
a
the
convention
day.
is work for you. Just chill. Just be here and enjoy. And it's really lovely. But yeah, I mean, I missed that a lot. I was really looking forward to meeting Erica and Billy, but pandemic. So it was really cool still to talk to them a little indirectly.
Yes. They were very chill. They took very good questions. They had very good answers.
Yeah, lots of really good questions and fantastic answers.
Yes.
And now we know that Billy is really cool to play Smash with.
Yeah, and we had some local celebs of our own go up against him, and it was good.
Oh,
shout out.
Him and Slurpee Ninja faced off, didn't they?
That's
They
right.
did.
And I can't believe my boy lost. I mean,
did.
I get it. I
What?
get Billy as guest, but Dave.
Yeah.
Dave
And
lost?
I think they
lost.
played random.
Wow.
Right? They played strictly random.
Good job, Billy.
I think so. Like,
That's
yeah,
hard.
it was not like a lopsided fight either. It was close. I think
Oh,
Dave
yeah.
actually went ahead because it was it 3 stock, and Dave I think went ahead, and Billy actually came back with the win.
Yeah, the comeback was crazy. Chat was
Oh,
going
And that
nuts.
was the last
Oh.
fight of the
Those
the
kind of
final.
fights feel so good.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
like,
pretty clutch.
great entertainment value, so I can't really complain. But he's my boy. I gotta cheer for him. I know we got the guests and everything like that, but he's my
Totes.
boy.
Totes. Love Dave.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was great.
Angelo, I know you didn't get to experience much of the con because you are a responsible boy who has to do the big work.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell me about what your butt is about to enjoy.
So,
Please
okay.
share.
For the last I would say 6 years, maybe 7 years, I've been using a fairly decent chair that I got from the Okotoks Salvage Center, which I belovedly call the garbage store.
Is it like an
And
office
so-
chair, or is it a gaming
Yeah.
chair?
It's an office chair. It's
Okay.
like an actual good ergonomic office chair that I got for $15 many
Nice.
years ago. But even when I bought it, the gas cylinder in it was bad.
Right.
And parts of the seat are finally ripping. The armrests are chipping away. It's fair to say this chair is done.
Mm-hmm.
And so I finally decided to do something nice for my butt and my back and get myself a very, very nice ergonomic office chair. And so Gamers Nexus has this great chair roundup where they specifically made the video to shit on gamer chairs and how bad they are. And
Yes.
True,
instead
though.
offer their thoughts. Like, they spent half a year sitting in various office chairs, from like your Amazon Basics office chair up
Right.
to like the really high-end Herman Miller chair.
Yeah.
And so I decided to grab a nice middle of the road chair from that roundup, which turned out to be the Ergo Chair Pro from Autonomous, and it's supposed to get here on Wednesday.
Ooh.
So, Otafest
where did you have
listeners-
to order it?
I just went to their website.
$600.
So,
eh?
Otafest listeners, it's supposed to get here on Wednesday, which means when you're listening to this, it is on a truck about to get to my house while I am at work in a different office chair, a less comfortable office chair,
An
and I am
inferior
just
butt holder.
salivating. Just my brain will be buzzing, wondering about how good my butt and my back will feel when I go home and rest in this
What
chair.
color did you get it in? I see there's 6
I
colors.
just got it. I just got it in
want-
black.
I want
Aw.
the red one. I'm not gonna lie. I want the red one.
Oh,
The
not
different
bad.
colors are really nice, but my issue with them is that they have a lot of white trim to them,
Yeah.
I do.
and especially on the wheelbase, I know that whenever I'm wearing no socks and I'm on the chair, the wheelbase is gonna get covered in like dirty foot crud,
Oh
and
God.
so I didn't want
Why do you have
Angelo.
dirty feet, Angelo?
Angelo.
because feet pick up dirt from the ground.
That's why you keep the ground clean. What the heck?
Yeah, but if my chair's black, no one will ever know.
Angelo didn't know that this is going to turn into a shaming.
You can't
Floor,
shame me.
dusting.
I have toes.
stream.
As do I.
That's
However,
the title.
I
That's the title of this podcast. Not
You
anything
can't
else that we
shame
talked
me.
about. You
I
can't
have
shame
toes.
Me. I have.
I have toes. Perfect. Perfect.
People are gonna
title.
be like, aren't they gonna talk about Otafest? When they see the title, don't even mention it in the description.
Anyway, this chair looks really amazing.
It
I'm
does.
very
It looks
inclined to
good.
try it.
I'm so excited because it has a headrest. And
Yeah,
I
it
love
does.
to lean
For
back
you
in my
tall
chair.
boys.
But the problem is like my neck being completely unsupported. Either I can strain myself to hold my neck up like some strong boy, or I can let my neck flop back and curl back, and it feels good for about like a minute. And then as soon as you get back up, you're like, oh, I should not have done that.
Oh.
I should not have let my neck just flop back like that. I am going to regret that for the rest of the night.
Yikes. Headrests are pretty awesome. You know what? My old chair at the office, before I lost it to the pandemic, I have no idea where it is right now, that had a headrest that looks very similar to this. And I know for a fact that it is too high for me, a small Asian girl, because it would push my head forward and it would just feel so uncomfortable. But it's like the exact opposite problem that I have that most people would have with their chair. Usually it's, oh, but I want a headrest. For me, it's, I don't want a headrest. I'm too short for those.
But yes, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And next time Otafest has a stream, I'm just going to sit the whole stream in this wonderful chair.
Do you promise?
No.
Also, how great is it going to be while you're streaming in that new chair, too?
Oh, God. So nice. Like, one of the only thing that I really hate about the chair that I have right now is because the gas cylinder is dead, I don't get to sit at the right height for myself.
Ooh,
that's
not
actually
But I
a
mean,
big no.
For $15,
It's going to be a no.
can I really complain?
I mean, still, like, okay, the Herman Miller chairs are like $2,000+
They're the
Canadian.
god
Yes.
of chairs.
Dio has
And-
one and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's not more valuable than my car amazing.
I don't know.
Okay,
I mean,
fair.
like
It's a-
those chairs. What do they have? Like this is not the way I thought I'd really end the whole episode, but let's go for it. Those chairs have something like a 30-year warranty.
Yeah,
12.
It's basically the last
12?
office chair you
My
ever
bad.
have to buy.
But still, like,
Realistically.
how many chairs have you ever had in your life that lasted 12 years and that you sat in them for
Daily.
countless hours?
That's the thing.
Every
I'm not saying that the Herman Miller chairs aren't worth it. I'm just saying that I can't justify that cost.
Yeah, price is a very personal thing for everyone.
That is true, but I would say I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think Herman Miller provides value for the price.
I would sooner go
I
and
just-
spend
I-
$500 on a car than I would $1,800 on a chair.
Even though you don't use a car as often.
I would take the passenger seat out of the car and use that as my computer chair
That's
before I would
basically
spend
what my current
$1,800.
chair
I
is.
mean,
on a
people do
chair.
that for gaming, for racing sims.
Yeah.
People
I
go to a pick
legitimately
and pull.
considered
Race
that.
chair.
I legitimately considered going to Pick and Pull, getting a chair out of like a delivery van,
Yeah.
and setting that up on like a wheelie base.
One day I will actually buy a Herman Miller. That's actually a goal of mine, just because I do spend a lot of time in my chair, or so much. I don't actually spend that much time because I don't work from home
Your
and
battle
stuff.
station is going to be so upgraded.
It's not
in
that.
like a year.
They're good. They're good chairs, Brent.
They are. But like
So.
think about how much money you've put into your new gaming rig, all of your peripherals, your screens, and now you're going to get the penultimate thing. It's
I'm
the
a man
thing
of
that cushions your
quality.
butt.
I'm a man of
You are a man of
quality.
And so, therefore, your battle station will reflect that. And it's not
I
a bad
guess so.
thing.
But I'm not a good gamer, so it doesn't matter.
If you can't be good, you at least might as well be comfortable.
That
Right?
sounds like a Red Green quote.
If she can't find you handsome, at least find you handy.
Yep. And on that note, I think we are done. Thank you so much for listening to Toes,
SB convention hungover.
the show.
We are so tired.
We are collectively exceptionally fatigued.
But that's a good thing, because that means we put on the good show.
We did.
So Angelo put in work. Just not on the day out. But he put in work. It's fine. It's good. We love everybody. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.
You can't shame me. Goodbye.